that myself and a team of poets called the Sacrificial Poets run in the Durham public school system called Poetic Justice. Make some noise for Poetic Justice. These are young Durham high school poets. So, I hope y'all are ready for what some of the Durham youth has to say. These are the Poetic Justice poets over here. All right? Now, before I bring up my first poet, they asked me to perform first. I'll be what they call the sacrificial poet. This kind of gets things started. And I'm going to bring up my man, Mr. Aiden Darity. Make some noise for Aiden Darity, y'all.
How's everybody doing?
Some of y'all who might have been in Durham for a while might remember the name Language Arts. And Aiden and I are part of that band. So we're about to take y'all back. Why don't you hit him with the beatbox? Why don't you hit him with the beatbox?
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. This goes out to Poetic Justice. Yo. Sojourner the time joiner. I'm the rap snap turner. Cackalack on my back. And this rap is my burner. From Dr. J to Fannie Mae to Sammy Davis, Annie Mae to Marvin Gaye. They paid their way through the streets. I'm like Tommy Smith and John Carlos. I never settle. Cackalack on my back. And this rap is my medal. I'm a rebel like Ella Fitzgerald, African American, Carolina resident. Peace. Nelson Mandela compelled us to be rebellious. Ellis Marcellus was a legendary relic. And Ella Fitzgerald, the heroine to the fellas. Not the heroine that kill us, but heroin to embellish. Cherish your heritage regardless of what they tell us. I'm telling kids they only scar us because they jealous. Yeah, they plant paraphernalia so they can jail us. The brilliance in all of us is inherent. I'm half Kanye and half MK Asante. Plus Cassius Clay, but stay ashy like Pompeii. I'm half baller and half scholar. And make the shorties go nuts like Washington Carver. And you don't have to go to Harvard. You can be from Durham with fitteds and chucks on. I can still inspire hope like John Franklin and Chuck Stone. And like them, Carolina, my home. So join at a time joiner. I'm the rap snap turner. Cackalack on my back. And this rap is my burner. From Dr. J to Fannie Mae to Sammy Davis, Annie Mae to Marvin Gaye.
They paved their way through the streets.
I'm like Tommy Smith and John Carlos. I never settle. Cackalack on my back. And this rap is my medal. I'm a rebel like Ella Fitzgerald, an African American Carolina resident. Peace.
Thanks a lot, y'all. Have a good night.
Thank you very much, Aiden. So, are y'all ready for some poetry? All right, a couple rules here. Now, proper poetry etiquette. Before a poet comes up on stage, I want to hear y'all say, "Go in, poet." All right, that's one of the ways that we affirm our poets. Another thing we can do, you don't have to wait to the end of a poem to clap, you know, to show your appreciation. You don't. It's not like golf. You don't have to wait to the end to do a little clap. What you can do is you can snap your fingers. If you hear a line that you like, or if you hear them expressing themselves and it's really moving you, then I want you to go like this. Let me see you go like this one time. All right. Then at the end of the poem, you can wild out, you can clap, you can backflip, whatever you want to do. So, first to the mic, Miss Anna Jeffries. Make some noise.
Doing tonight? I'm a little hoarse, but I'm gonna do this. This piece is called Dear Mr. President. 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 We, the citizens of the United States of America, would like to solemnly swear our allegiance to one of the most wealthiest countries. Even though we, the citizens, struggle to provide a daily meal for our families, we are rich in spirit and faith to know that our nation gives not a damn. Our hearts, overly abundant, sustain enough courage to dream of the lives where even $20 would make a difference. The wealthy believe it is only fair for middle class to be dependent on welfare while they adorn their necks with chains. You, Mr. President, should know that we too wear chains. Only our diamonds are cold, Covering a place turned cold by tarnished dreams, our chains were free as a means to bind us into poverty so we could fall united as stated in our Constitution. The cycle is logical. 3 generations of poverty and you become a product of psychological insanity. But Mr. President, didn't you say you stood for humanity? I can only imagine the limitations they have placed forth, and yet you claim sanity. Symbolism of America's foundation publicly replaced by hypocrites who were chosen as statues to liberate when all they ever had to show was face. Through this recession, politicians take a recess to progress in indulging in compensation that was not worked for and diagnose us with youth stress. Until, Mr. President, it is you who stresses. I have one question. Where the hell is our money? What do we have to show for after you write taxes from our checks, claiming only keeping us in check, checking up on us, Mr. President? I did not know you were a doctor, too. $2.99 bumper stickers reading, what Mr. President do? Money wasted on war to distract us from the immoralities right here in our own land, take away our freedom, our minds in bondage, and our hearts bandaged. Our nation's history is as twisted as the spiral staircase that leads us away from destiny. So many lies and untruths from Columbus to John Smith, who knew not other person with the name Pocahontas. And we continue to wonder why do we repeat these mistakes ever so consecutively when we have been fed deceit, handed to us on rotten platters by hell's angels who claim to lead us to the light, followed by faith, not by sight. Well, I'm left to conclude that our God must not be the same. For these tortures not of him, for our pain shouldn't be so vain. For the land of the free and the home of the brave, maybe all that pride is what led us astray. From our allegiance with liberty and justice for all those who give their souls and their lives without all of those who give their souls and their lives for their child's promised tomorrow here in these lands as if America was the promised land. If only they knew how screwed we really were. Mr. President, or should I say, former president, we are the people. We are your equal, not above, nor are we beneath you. And until you let these feelings reach you, here's Obama, our president. So step aside and let him teach you. Thank you.
Good job, Anna. Next up, we got Mr. Little B. There you go, man.
Appreciate it. This poem right here is called Bravery, and I hope y'all enjoy it. Bravery is an exploding bomb in an abandoned building in which no one really participates in, and the ones that are in want to get out. Out of the box like gift wrapping in a bow tied up like shoelaces. Inside of this box is teacher salaries, community service hours by a helping hand, and other things that people undermine. I don't think that people understand that these people are brave. They are as brave as an innocent bystander jumping in front of a bullet that was not even meant for them. They are as brave as Rosa Parks sitting down her fears as she stood up for her rights. They are as brave as someone jumping into shark-infested waters, all cut up to save a life of an enemy. They say life is like a box of chocolates. But in this box, we know what's inside of it. And I want them to cherish it like the Three Sisters Singing Band. I want them to appreciate it like a mother that cares. And I want them to hold on it like it is Monkey Bars, because it is as sweet as banana split. And a good teacher will never desert you. These teacher salaries and community service hours by helping hand and other jobs that help this community strive for greatness is in this box. Now I want you all to open it up, appreciate, and utilize this gift.
All right, we got 2 more poets for you. CeCe's coming up next. Go in, CeCe.
There's this girl who walks around every day as if everything's okay. Smiling through everything like a struggle means nothing. She used to care, but the care she gave got taken advantage of, so she stopped. Her eyes in the ground became best friends because she feels as though she's not good enough to look up. Beautiful doesn't fit her, love doesn't like her, and pain excites her. You wonder who this girl is? Well, it's me. Every morning I wake up and look in the mirror just to see if I see a difference in myself. Maybe I would have that body of a goddess you men always want, or I'd be cute enough for someone to like or even think about loving. Being in this body right here makes me feel like hell. Every time I take the shower, I watch the water travel my body dripping off like speed bumps. My stomach is not right, my thighs are too big, and my hair is just not long enough. I ask myself, am I pretty? Why do I have to get the stares, the noticeable whispers, or the degrading name calling? I just want to be held, hold me, whisper in my ear, tell me that I'm worth something, hug me. I want my ribcage to meet as if it's barricading inside of me, please. I just want to give my heart some ease, the only one who understands me. See, my beauty is made up of more than just my butt, but they'll never know, right? Because in their eyes, I'm just not cute enough.
All right, y'all, we got one more poet. George, come on, shut it down for him.
Go in, George. How's everybody doing tonight? I just want to make one little comment. I'm going for the Giants for the Super Bowl. So that's all I'm saying. But, okay. For a little bit about this poem, I don't know if anybody knows the story about Troy Davis, but there's an incident that happened last year with him, and for him being accused of murder, and it found out that he was not guilty at all. And the police kept accusing him and kept accusing his family, and the story was just incredible. And I seen it on YouTube. I seen his sister talk about it, and it inspired me to write this poem, and I call it, what do I call it? Masterpiece, that's it, Masterpiece. All right, hope you enjoy. I am Troy Davis. You may look at me and say, dude, are you serious? My answer to you is yes. See, I didn't write this poem for it to be a piece or for me to spit on what I'm not. I wrote this to speak on what's me. Now let me take you into a dream that was soon brought into a reality about an innocent man taken away from this life because of the justice and government system that we rely on to keep us safe. See, they sentenced me to death row. I looked death row up, and it says a cell block within a prison with those condemned to death awaiting execution. A notion that your flesh relies in the hands of another man to destroy. Clothed in orange fabric that represents total annihilation from this planet, yet the color resembles brightness. As of the sun that sits high above the earth, I tell them why. Why not clothe me in death's color of blackness that omits the reflection of light in any part of the visible spectrum, seeing as if instead of life, you give me death? Or why not hell's killing bread, which lays sprayed within the us crust of semen that you so vaguely picture me as a sprain? Please, I beg you. Why? Why not let me see the day of light just one more time? So it reminds me what I seen when I first opened my eyes into this world. Instead, you shoved me into a 10 by 10 cell I'm forced to call home. This must have been what Cornelius Dupree felt like when being sentenced 30 years in prison because of robbery and rape. An innocent man. Or like Obie Anthony, who served 17 years because of a pimp's wrongful mouth feeling. My body belonged in that category of freedom from innocence instead of freedom to death. Through DNA testing, 234 inmates have been freed. 140 were black, 60 were white, and 20 were Latino. The average time served before freed is 12 years. African Americans make up less than half of the U.S. prison population. I ask you, do you see a trend? You would take my life, from which it was a life given to me, waiting till after I'm gone for me to have a chance at life again, which should have been taken to begin with. See, they take me. They post me on pictures, having my mouth bound from words I cannot speak of, spirits behind me telling me death is where I'm at, having a rope clenching around my neck of consciousness now. It's September 21st, 6:44 p.m., and I begin bowing to my knees, praying and thanking God for a life he let me see. I guess I take a short nap before my short turns permanently. It's 7 o'clock p.m. now, and the guards remove me from my cell and take me to a hole that they so proudly hold in their kingdom, strap me down as if I am a vicious psychiatric patient breaking free, palms holding my skin of hate cramped around me like a suffocating infant. They begin to plant death into my veins like bundles of vascular tissue forming the principal framework of a leaf. They ask me, any last words, boy? I tell them, nah, man. I'm prayerful and at peace. So they begin to unleash my future into existence. Brains begins to go to sleep, heart stops and eyes closes away from life on which they're fed. And I'm dead. I'm gone now. But my spirit remains within the books of histories, stores within the shelves of the Hall of Fame, that my name may sit high with all those freedom writers, because see, my name My name is George Brody, and I am Troy Davis. Thank you.
One more round of applause for Poetic Justice. They will be performing after every band. Every band that performs Poetic Justice will have a short set in between. So can you believe high school students? They're like 16, 17 years old. So we really appreciate y'all coming out. We appreciate your attention. And the Beast is up next. All right.